If you haven't worked it out yet, this is what Truss does. It's called deflection and distraction and sloganizing. That's all it is. It's a lot of hot air. And we've yet to see any real positive action, because if you start examining the details, they simply don't add up. She talked yesterday about trying to help people who are facing eviction. She talked about a public service campaign to promote energy saving, something that she dismissed earlier, so actually another U-turn. But it's just, she talked, when Keir Starmer asked her if she could commit to no public spending reduction, she says, absolutely, I'm not planning public spending reductions. Well, the problem is that because the price of everything is now going up, Kwarteng's economic experiment means that any form of public spending commitments which you've already made, which she says she's going to honour, will now cost more. So how is she going to refund that? And Zach and Rebecca, she just dismisses. She doesn't talk about them. She doesn't answer the question. They say they're furious. I think everybody should be furious with Liz Truss. Everybody should be furious with somebody who ignores them. It's like calling Virgin Media or calling your bank and having somebody tell you that your call is important and then try to patronize you and make your problem worse. That is Liz Truss. Who has she been trained by? She's probably been trained by Virgin Media. Matt Weston, I think it was, the last person to speak yesterday during PMQs. He had quite a lengthy question, and he talked about 5 weeks of crisis, and what was Liz Truss's response. And he asked her if we needed a general election. He pointed out that there was this huge campaign for a general election, and she said, the last thing we need is a general election. So at least the tone of what she's saying admits that she realises she's got us all into a crisis. The only thing we can take away from yesterday is that our Prime Minister is genuinely unclear. So thank God that mantra, let me be perfectly clear, will never be heard again, because we now know it's not true. What she's trying to do now, as became quite clear by yesterday evening, is to set up a new form of deflect and distract by trying to suggest there's now a debate about who is to blame for the financial crisis, the bank or the government. Anybody who's got any sound sense at all will know that that is a debate which has been concocted in Fantasyland, in Disneyland. There is no debate. There's only one person responsible, and he's the man who was smirking during the Queen's funeral and had his hands in his pockets. It's a sorry state when this is what we're talking about at the beginning of a new premiership. We're talking about a man with his hands in his pockets.